Alright guys, this is day one of after picking up my live chicks. I have 6 chickens and 2 ducks. And I have 3 black giants, 3 New Hampshire reds, and 2 mallards. You want to bring them home right away. Make sure they stay warm in the vehicle if it's cold outside. And then as soon as you get them home, you don't want to feed them right away. I've already had them here for an hour or more doing nothing but just drinking water. If they look like they're not drinking, you can very carefully take their heads and dip their heads in the water. Give them all a drink of water. Keep an eye on them, make sure they know that the water's there. And you want to try and keep them warm. They need to stay about anywhere from 95 to 100 degrees for the first week. And then you can drop it down 5 degrees per week. And I usually just throw the food around on the ground like that, right there on the newspaper at first, because they'll just have so much trouble trying to find it in the container over here. So then they know it's there, and then they'll get used to it. I also don't use shavings at first because the shavings will get lost in the food, and it's kind of a waste. So for a little while, we're just going to use newspaper. And don't be too worried about it. People say that their feet don't get correct, but they'll be fine, especially if you give them things to walk on, like these little stones or sticks, because they love to perch, and you don't want them to perch on the water and dirty the water. You can use anything. You don't have to buy these containers. You can use a little dish. That's what my one buddy does. You just have to change it more often. Keep an eye on it. Make sure they don't tip it over. Keep a temperature gauge in the tank with them, so you know what temperature it is. If you do use one of these plastic tubs, you want to make sure that your lamp does not melt the tub. See this right here? I put this piece of wood here, and then obviously you can move it around and adjust the height. How you can tell if they're okay is if they're running around like this, they're fine. If they're huddled in one corner at the warmest spot where the light's directed, that means that they're cold anywhere else. You might need to make them a little bit warmer. If they're staying away from the light, obviously that's telling you they're too warm. So just change that water every day. Change the bedding every day. Keep an eye on them. Come check on them. And then once they start to feather, you're going to want to take them outside in a cage and supervised, without a breeze, let them go outside and get some sunlight every once in a while. So there you go. There's how you take care of your chicks on your... These are 5 days old? Yeah.